Hi everyone, welcome to or back to my booktube channel. Today's video is super exciting because we have a special guest joining us today. As you can tell from the thumbnail and title, my dad is going to be choosing my TBR for the next week. I laid out almost every single physical book that I have unread on my shelves for him to pick 3 from. As you'll see here in a second, I put them in 2 stacks based off of what genre and just kind of let him take over from there. If you didn't know, I unfortunately do not live in the same town as all of my family. I moved for college and have just stayed. So my dad was coming to visit us and it was so exciting, and I asked him to pick out these books. But yes, enough yapping. I know what he picks out and y'all don't. So let's just start the video. You can pick out 3.
Okay. 3 total.
Yep.
Wow.
Fantasy, like regular fiction, thriller, mystery, romance.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Okay, I have to take them all in.
And a lot of them are hardcovers, so the blurb's inside. It's on that thing. Yep. Which is a lot. You don't have to read it all.
I do too. This got sports in it, so I kind of like this. This is a definite maybe. The Great Alone.
First book, definitely maybe?
Yeah, it's got sports.
Wow.
Yeah, this could be heavy. Heavy. But good. Heavy but good. Lessons in chemistry, like it. Early 1960s. That sounds good though. I don't know if I think I have to read these. Okay, this is definitely really different. Wow. Geez, Sid. You've got some good books. And I'm only picking 3?
Yeah.
Okay, and what are these?
Romance.
Hot older manager Meyer, though he doesn't have a clue. They got a fake date. Okay.
We love that.
And he does it shirtless, sometimes pantless. Okay. We have our first no.
Maggie moves on is a no.
These are science
Fantasy.
Fantasy. My least
favorite?
least favorite genre.
And it's the one I have the most of?
No. Nope.
So are we really just basing it all off the book? No cover?
The title doesn't do this has nothing going to it for me. But there's just nothing redeeming about this for me. The cover.
It's not happening.
It just seems a little heavy for me. Okay?
Put it down.
So for that reason, I'm out.
For that reason, I'm out.
Oh. Doesn't really see. Same thing. Cover doesn't do anything for me. Nothing on the back. If I'm to be an enemy, I want it to be because she loathes herself for wanting me. This is about drugs, and I don't support drugs, so we're out.
Whoa!
Harry Potter.
Recognize this.
You've not read this.
So I want to start the series this fall and winter.
Okay, you can do that on your own. That's not going to be my recommendation. Oof. We got to get up. We got to pick 3. This seems a little basic, so I'm going to say no. The Housemaid. Okay, this is the first for sure.
Whoa!
Okay, 60s woman fiction. You. This looks like you. Obviously, this would be a choice.
Okay.
So there's 2, and it's not going to be this one.
Oh my gosh, last pick.
Last pick. It's pretty tough. The author, boy, does she look young.
Yeah, Lauren Asher.
She works best after her morning coffee and will never deny a nap. And for that reason, I'm all in. 3rd choice. There you go.
Wow.
That was, woo.
That's enough.
Sorry, it's really good.
I know.
It's really good. I had 3 big gulps. Thank you for the tea, though.
First verbal update of the video. I am still reading The Housemaid. However, I would love for that to change because I only have 3 hours left of the book. It's currently 6:30, which means if I read for 3 hours straight, I would finish at like 9:30. And I don't know if that's gonna happen. Anyways, now y'all know my goal. My goal is to finish the 3 hours left of The Housemaid tonight. But so let me tell you my thoughts. I believe this is a psychological thriller. Maybe okay, it's a psychological suspense. And I am feeling the suspense. I am stressed out. Our main character keeps making these decisions that have me anxious. Y'all know how it is when you're watching something scary and you're like, hey, how about you don't go into that dark room or whatever. That's how I feel with our girl Millie here. As y'all saw, I read this before bed last night and I had bad dreams. Like I'm not cut out for this genre. Anyways, I am still having fun and this has been on my TBR forever. Like I've always wanted to read this, so I'm glad I'm finally getting to it. So glad my dad picked this out. So let's get back to it.
I'm about 10 seconds away from losing my goddamn mind, and I have the painfully...
Okay, so my boyfriend's birthday is next week, so I need to wrap gifts and I'm going to listen to the audiobook as I do so. I just figured I'd film it and include it because there's not much to show when you're listening to an audiobook, so I hope this is somewhat enjoyable. time to wrap this video up. It is 6:44 on Tuesday, August 20th, if you're curious, and I'm almost done with lessons in chemistry. I'm on page 263, so I think I have like 120-ish pages left. I'm not sure I read the little summary of like the book before I actually started reading it. And you know what? I'm not sure if I would have read this if I would have been all that intrigued. Like, the book is better than the summary, which is a good thing. But things were going so good, almost so good that I was like bored. And then I became heartbroken. Literally my heart was shattered and stomped on. I feel like it was around page 100 or so. Okay, actually I think I'm gonna cut what I just said because I don't want to give like any slight spoilers. All I'll say is that I was very shocked by the sequence of events. And I was really, really upset. Like, I didn't want to keep reading, but I did. And I'm glad I've kept reading, and I'm sad still. But it's really good. I really like it. The different POVs are very interesting. Like, if you know, you know. Okay, anyways, I'm saying so much without saying a whole lot. So I'm just going to go finish this book and we'll see my final thoughts. As of right now, I think this book is like a 3.75, but let's go see if that changes. I am back here to close out this video, and I'm actually really excited to tell y'all all of my thoughts because I feel like I did a good job not updating you after each book, but instead I've kind of like sat with my thoughts and I'm excited to tell y'all. So starting with my dad's first pick, we have The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I'm sure y'all have heard about this book. I feel like this was so popular and now everyone has read all of Frida McFadden's books except me because this was my first book by her. This book, if you can imagine, is about a housemaid who has a interesting past which makes her feel kind of stuck in this job even though there is some strange things happening. For instance, the door lock is on the outside of her door. So lots of red flags, but like I said, she feels like she has to keep the job. Yeah, I'll end it there, but this is a psychological suspense and I was pretty spooked the entire time I was reading this. I don't pick up this genre a lot, and if I do, I usually listen to them, but I didn't for this one. I physically read it, and I feel like I was reading it so fast because I needed to know what was going to happen. All that being said, it wasn't my favorite because it was a bit predictable. I was a little upset about it, but kind of came full circle at the end, and it was still really good. I just kind of kept waiting for something else to be revealed, and it never came. Like I said, I still enjoyed. I might pick up the next in the series. I liked how it played out, and I gave this 4 stars. Okay, next up, my dad added in a romance. I feel like he did this for me just because he knows I like romances. This is Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher. Same thing as the last book. I feel like a lot of people have read her books before, but this is the first book I've read by her. I know a lot of people enjoyed the Dreamland Billionaires series, but this is the first book in the Lakefront Billionaires series, and I really liked this. Like, why was this so good? Don't be too intimidated by how big this looks because I feel like the font is just big And like, it really didn't feel that long. Yeah, it's over 500 pages, but I promise it did not feel like that. And I listened to this as an audiobook and I ate it up. Usually in romances, I feel like I like one of the characters more than the other, but in this case, I liked both of our main characters, and that is always a good sign. I really liked the plot a lot of them being childhood rivals and how their families interacted and just the town in general. And then as for Julian, I mean, he was a 5 out of 5. He was perfect. I ended up giving this a 4.25 stars. I think the next book is already out. I can't remember what it's called. I know it's pink, but I will definitely continue the series. And lastly, we have Lessons in Chemistry. And this book affected me so much more than I was expecting, which I should have seen coming because it is a book about, you know, women in the 1960s. And obviously that is a frustrating read. I mean, I think they wanted us to feel frustrated. I mean, goal achieved. I was so annoyed. But she was a very strong female main character and I was so proud of her. She was so tough. I felt pretty connected to the characters in the beginning, but then in the middle, I felt like we lost all connection with our main character, Elizabeth. I personally felt disconnected from her in like the whole middle chunk, and I was sad about that. Still really good, still felt pain. I cried at this. 4 stars, really good. I recommend all 3 of these books. All 3 of these books were so good. So shout out to my dad, he picked amazing books. Now I have 3 books read off of my TBR, and that's just an awesome feeling. So I had a lot of fun filming this, and I hope y'all enjoyed watching. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I see y'all in the next one. Bye guys.